Hey everybody, so something I get asked about quite a lot is character meets and how do you get a good character interaction. So I thought I'd put together a little video with some tips for you. There are sort of three main things that I find help. The first one is not necessarily something that everybody's going to want to do because it's vlogging. So filming a character as you're talking to them does give you something to talk about because you can ask them to wave to the people inside the camera. Depending on which character is, you can relate it to their story or not, and just give them something to talk about or something to interact with. The downside of this is sometimes that does get in the way of the meet because you're focusing so much more on actually filming what's happening rather than having the interaction. So sometimes it works okay, sometimes it doesn't, and also you need to bear in mind that if you're vlogging and talking to the character, sometimes you don't get much of the character in the shot depending on your camera and how wide angle your lens is, because they're going to stand in relation to you as close as they would as if you were talking and not filming, which means actually if you're filming somebody like Mickey or Minnie, you might just see eyes or a nose, you won't see the whole thing. So that's one way to get a bit of a conversation going. The second thing, which I think is a really easy thing to do, is just talk to them about something to do with their character and their storyline. So if you are talking to Tiana, ask her if she's kissed any frogs recently. If you see Mickey, ask him how Minnie is. If you see Donald, give him a kiss and tease him that Daisy's looking. Just talk to the character in relation to them and their storyline. For example, Peter Pan tends to ask people what their names are and where they're from.
And what's your name?
Katie.
Katie?
Yeah.
You were filming me earlier.
I was. I followed
you.
you.
Us, Mr. Smith.
That just gives you something extra to talk about. Naveen did ask me if I'd kissed any frogs recently when I met him, so that's something to talk about. Rather than just going up and sort of standing there, if you just ask them how they are, how their day is going. If you talk to Aladdin, ask him how Abu is doing. You know, if Jasmine's there, ask her about Raja. Anything that gives them something to talk about, because that helps develop them as a character and will help the interaction.
Have you seen Jafar around?
Oh, Jafar. I mean...
Now sometimes they might just ask you how your day is going, which is fine because you can just say, yeah, having a good day so far, we've done this, this and that. And sometimes it doesn't quite work, so talk to the characters, ask them about themselves, ask them about things relating to their story, their background story, and you will get quite a good interaction from them. The third thing I've only come across recently, actually, and completely by mistake. So I've done autograph books before, and actually just an autograph book by itself is quite a good way to get character interaction, because they kind of say, how are you, and it could be a bit awkward, and then if you say, oh, would you sign my autograph book, they'll go, oh yes, okay, and then as they're signing they'll start making small talk to you because they're actually doing something for you rather than just sort of you both standing looking at each other. An autograph book is a good thing to do. However, I tried something new, and I started this on my October 2017 trip. And the reason for this is I've got loads of autograph books, hundreds of them, from all different trips and all different characters. They're all up in a box in my loft. And I thought, well, an autograph book, I've already done an autograph book at DLP, and so, you know, let's do something different. So what I did is I looked through the sets of postcards. So we've got a Tiana one here, I've got a Little Mermaid one, there's a Cinderella one here, Sleeping Beauty. So you've got all different sorts. I love this one, it's 101 Dalmatians. So you get all of these different sets, and actually these have come from different sets. So for example, this one's from the Princess postcard box, this one's from the Renaissance and Beyond, so 1989 to 2014 box. And this one is from, I can't even see what I'm showing you, the Golden Age, 1937 to 1961. And I thought what would be a really cool thing to do would be to get the characters to actually sign the postcards. Just purely thinking from a display point of view, I can actually get the signatures, and then I've got something nice to put up on the wall with the character signatures on it, rather than just a plain old autograph book. Characters absolutely love it. They go absolutely crazy for seeing themselves. They'll all go, oh, it's me. If it's a fur character, they'll be like pointing, and quite often they'll go off and they'll show their character attendant, look, look, look. Or if there's two characters together, they'll be, hey, look, look, look what we've got here.
So cute. Oh wow, it does. I love it. Oh, it's so cute. Look, there's the book as well.
It's a really, really good way for getting a good interaction from the character, because they get really, really excited. I've had some really good ones. One of the best ones was Disneyland Paris in January. The Tremaines were out and they were just doing a wandering meet. So it wasn't a queue up meet and greet, it was just they're wandering around and you have to kind of throw yourself at them to get a photograph. So they're milling around and there's loads of people watching them, but nobody's brave enough to ask them for an autograph or anything. So I took my postcard that I had for Lady Tremaine and the Tremaine sisters, and it's actually a picture of Lucifer, their cat, because I don't actually have a postcard with them in it for them to sign. And I can't remember which sister I gave it to, but I just kind of held it in front of her and said, will you sign this for me? And she saw it was Lucifer and she went, oh my goodness, it's Lucifer! Mummy, Mummy! And went running across the sort of castle courtyard over to Lady Tremaine. She's like, Mummy, look, it's Lucifer! She made Lady Tremaine sign it, she signed it, then she made her sister sign it. So without even having to do anything, I got 3 signatures from characters that people were struggling to get interactions with. So it just immediately captured their imagination and gave them something to talk about. So I managed to get the signatures that way. Not only that, but you get something incredible to display. So I'll show you these better in a second. But I've got these in giant frames. Can you see me? Woo. Basically with all of my signed photographs. And then I've got this one, which is Princessy. So that is a really, really good way to get interactions. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be going back to Disney again, and I'm going to be meeting some of the same characters again. So if they've already signed postcards for me, what can I do that will give me the same level of interaction and stuff to discuss as the postcards? So I thought, well, I met loads of characters and I got loads of pictures with characters. So I made my own autograph book. Now this is actually, I thought it was going to be the size of a 6x4 picture photograph or postcard. It's actually smaller, and I actually prefer it smaller. It's really cute. So I've put this on the front, and then on the side, don't know if you can see that or not, it says Katie's autograph book. And then I just basically used bonus print. So I just made this. This is a small photo book, and what I've done is I have just put in, and these are in alphabetical based on princesses. I've tried to group them together a little bit. And basically, I've just got loads and loads of photographs of me meeting different characters in Disney. So I'll just show you all of the different photographs now. I tallied it up to 112 characters. Now I know there are some missing, because for a fact I know that I've met Woody, and I couldn't find a photograph of me with Woody, so I know Woody is missing. But I've also put in some old pictures. So this is actually my mum. This is me here when I was little, meeting Friar Tuck. And then we've got, this is one of my favourite pictures ever, Dreamfinder and Figment. That's something that I can keep out and I can look through, and as well as being a nice photo album, it will also have the character signatures on it as well. So there you go. That is 3 really simple things you can do. If you're not comfortable vlogging, I would recommend definitely do the second 2. So talk about the characters, about their story and their background, and have something with the characters on to sign, because it does make it a little bit more interesting than having an autograph book. Having an autograph book is just as good, but you will get extra reaction from the characters if they can see something with themselves on it. So give it a go, find something with characters on, get them to sign it, let me know how you get on. If you've got anything different other than an autograph book signed, let me know what it was and how the characters thought about it. and I'd like to see if I can find the most unusual thing that people have got characters to sign. So let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully that's given you some ideas, and I will see you soon.